don't need help. Meal a pint to myself. Flew a porn star to ATL. Louis Goyard belt.
What is up, YouTube? It's your boy H Money, and today we are back at it with Week 3 results and reviews. So on Thursday we had the Green Bay Packers facing the Chicago Bears, and going into the game, I thought maybe Chicago had a chance with the rushing attack from Tyreek Cohen and Jordan Howard, but I guess not, because Jordan Howard put up 53 yards, and that was the most rushing yards of the game. So Green Bay locked their rushing attack down, and Mike Glennon only put up 218 yards, 2 interceptions, and I don't know what to say. I personally thought it would be a great game. And Green Bay put on a show for their home crowd, even after the delay, Green Bay got the most hardcore fans at Lambeau. Shout out to Green Bay. They had a tremendous game. Everything went right for them. Then on Sunday morning, we had New Orleans Saints at the Miami Dolphins in London in Wembley Stadium. It was a sluggish game for both teams. New Orleans didn't get it going until the third quarter. They got 3 before the half, but 20-0. Miami, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to find a placement for Jay Cutler, because Jay Cutler does not look like he wants to play football, first of all. As far as New Orleans, they got some good backs in Mark Ingram and that newcomer Akumara, Avon Akumara, yep. Be a great fantasy guy going in, because I don't think they're going to use Adrian Peterson as much as they thought they would, because they're not that type of team, especially under Sean Payton. But yeah, Buffalo, Atlanta, that was the biggest upset of this week. All right, everyone thought Atlanta was gonna go in, beat the hell out of Buffalo, but nah, Buffalo was like, not today. Buffalo put on a perfect football game and got the win 23-17 over Atlanta. Atlanta needs to rethink that defense. Buffalo and Cleveland, Cincinnati and Cleveland, division matchup. Cleveland just, they have new players in the draft. Deshaun Kaiser, Duke Howard, Jabril Peppers, Myles Garrett, all those guys are still getting into the system. But 7 points is unreasonable. And how do you let Andy Dalton also be the rushing leader with 29 yards? Like, that shows that your defense can stop the run, but it can't stop the quarterback running. So there's that. Los Angeles at Dallas. I personally thought Los Angeles would be in the game, but I didn't expect them to be in the game the way they were in the game, with field goals and their defense. 35, their offense put on a show too, don't get me wrong, but 23 points by a kicker, how do you let that happen? Let that happen because Dallas' defense is ass, and they let the Rams just drive down the field. Yes, they stopped them, but still, 3 points, and that racked up to be 35-30. And as far as Dallas, that offense, I don't know what you're doing with that offense. That offense just put up like 30-plus points a game last year, and they're not doing that this year. So, yeah, they put up 30 points, great, but, what else? Next game, we got Carolina and New England. I believe this was also noticed that I had the Patriots just winning it in a blasphemous way, but I guess not. Then New England. Okay, I read this tweet on Twitter that said, if you're a New England fan, you're gonna stick with us during the good times and the bad times. If you got 2-2 a bad time for Patriots, just jeez, man. 2-2 is a good start for most teams. Then we got Jacksonville and New York. The Jets are just rolling, man. I don't know how, but I mean that was a fun game to watch. Even after, I don't know how Jacksonville puts up 20 after putting up like 44 points the week before in Wembley, but okay. As far as New York, their running back did pretty well. Bilal Powell, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Hopefully I'm not butchering or anything. But yeah. Just, New York at Tampa Bay. I know what happened in this game. 23-22, New York Giants were leading 23-22. And then Tampa Bay had the ball with, I believe, a minute something left in the game. So Jameis Winston drew him down the field. And with, I believe, maybe 4 seconds left on the clock, their kicker hit the game-winning field goal. And what I can take away from that game is New York offense is back, but their defense is just, they're not, I can understand they're tired from the first 2 games this season, but that does not mean you don't give up on the last minute when you're up by 1 point and you only have a minute to win it. For the other team, obviously. You need to play the best defense of your lives, and they didn't do that. So, yeah. And then we got Oakland at Denver. That was a hard-fought game. I didn't watch it. I'm sorry. But, Denver came out with the win. Then they scored, like, a game-winning... they clinched it with a interception. But Oakland did have to use E.J. Manuel, because Derek Carr is back. Is now being evaluated during the game. So yeah, Indianapolis and Seattle. Indianapolis was in the game right until the third quarter. Right until they got back-to-back scores from their defense. LOB, Legion of Boom. You can never count Seattle out. Even if they lose like 2 of their best players, you can never count them out. But yeah, and then yesterday, Monday, October 2nd, we had Washington and Kansas City. I watched that game. Washington had a good first half. There was a tale of 2 stories in the second half. Washington had a chance to come back, but they didn't succeed. But Washington did prove that they were a Super Bowl caliber team. Now, I forgot to get the 2 games, which was Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Pittsburgh put on the perfect game. Not passing, but running. From the get-go, they had Le'Veon Bell catch almost everything, and they drove down the field. Maybe they got 3 points, but still 3 points is better than no points. But, yeah, and then as far as Houston, 57 points. What more can you ask for? Deshaun Watson has a bright future. They should have started him from the first week, especially when they did at Clemson. He won the national title on a game-winning drive. So that's what it is for this week's episode. Come back on Thursday for week 5 predictions. I am out.
Can I change? In the hills, deep off in the main. Eminem, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. For this life I cannot change. In the hills.